Hey guys, it's Britt. Excuse the wet hair. I just got out of the shower. Um, Steve made a response video to what makes a good booktuber, and by Steve, I mean Steve Donahue. I'll link his channel up here, or the video. I'll link the video up here. I can't remember the channel name of who he was responding to, but I'll also link them up here or in the description or both, who knows. But what makes a good booktuber is very opinion based, and so it's all that more difficult to make a response video. But I don't think that booktube is necessarily about books or hauls or discussion videos or what genres you like, what genres you dislike, etc., etc. At the end of the day, booktube is what you make it. For me, booktube isn't necessarily about books. It's about friendships and companionships and the discussion of differing ideas and ideals, and it's not about books. It's the community that this channel was founded upon, but I don't think at the end of the day this has ever been about books. This has always been about me trying to find friends. And friends I have made, whether that be Steve from Steve the Gnome, or Steve from Steve Donahue, or Devin from Indie Insomniac, or Becky from Becky Ford, or Jordan from the Bookly Babe, or Julian, or all the friends that I've made here. I originally started this channel because my best friend was joining the freaking Coast Guard. And I was grieving a loss that hadn't even happened yet. Hasn't yet happened yet. She hasn't gone off to boot camp yet. At this point, I'm not even sure if she ever will, which, I mean, fingers crossed she doesn't, to be honest, but, you know. But I want to also use this video to discuss an issue that I've noticed more recently with some of the smaller booktube channels, and jealousy. And this isn't necessarily about Steve's opinion on the bigger booktubers, but I think what we need to remember, without the bigger booktubers like Ariel or Kat or Christine or Jessie or Whitney, we wouldn't have this community at all, because they are the founders. They are the foundation of booktube. Whether we watch their channels all the time or not, or just a few, or maybe some of you have never ever sat through a Christine or Kat or Jessie video ever. And that's fine. But even though I don't watch these channels, with the exception of Kat, I have the utmost respect for them. It's different because, one, they're the founders, and two, this is more or less a job for them. They get sent books for a reason. They're good at what they do. They're energetic. Whether you like that or not, they draw people in. They're the reason a lot of these newbies join the community in the first place. Whether that changes over time or not is irrelevant. It's just a fact. They are the key to Booktube. And it's difficult to really gauge that when we don't know what's going on behind the cameras. We don't know. We at the end of the day, we basically know them from the books that they read and not necessarily the person themselves. We are very picky about what we choose to share on the internet, as we should be, because we shouldn't be, sharing everything personal in our lives on the internet. That's our lives, and it's okay to keep some things private. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, Booktube is about friendships. At least for me. Like Steve sends me books in the mail. And that's so wonderful. I'm so grateful to have somebody like Steve in my life. And in addition to that, I'm so grateful to have somebody like Devin in my life. And though we don't always agree or get along, Devin lives an entire country away from me. While Steve from both Steve the Lawn Gnome and Steve Donahue live either a state away, like I could probably go to Steve the Lawn Gnome's house right now if I wanted. That's how close he is to me. Jordan from the Bookly Babe now lives in my state. Shan from I'll link her channel up above, but I can't remember her channel name. Isn't that terrible? Shan lives about an hour and 45 minutes from me, but Devin lives an entire plane ride away from me. And I'm probably the closest to Devin, Becky, and Jordan. Out of all that time. Devin and I talk nearly every day, and Devin and I know each other so well that while this more so applies to me than it does Devin, but for the sake of example, we've been reading It for Ittober by Stephen King, and Devin and I know each other so well that while we don't think that, and by we I mean like me, because I can't speak for Devin, but I think that we should have very specific trigger warnings. I think that trigger warnings have become too um I don't know how to say this. I guess too broad, but anyway, getting back to the example, there is some content in it that Devin knows would completely and utterly, pardon my French here, but fuck up my day. Because it will reduce me to panic and tears. And he tells me, hey, it's probably better if you avoid this chapter or this section of a chapter from page 5 to 15, just for the sake of example, because I know that's going to legitimately upset you. And that's great that we have that relationship. I think, honestly, without those warnings, I wouldn't have been able to get through it. And I'm glad that Devin and I have reached that level of mutual understanding and companionship. So, yeah. Booktube isn't about books, or what we read, or what genres we read. What makes a good booktuber is, can you make friends? Can you find at least one companion that'll keep you going back? I don't know. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.